Let's do this. Titans Return Voyager Megatron. Ho 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 ho, yes. I had this guy for a couple of weeks now, and he's just... yes. You may have noticed one thing that the box says slightly differently. He's supposed to have things on the side of the head. If you must. I think they detract from a perfectly good head sculpt, but that's me. So, fold this back down. Right. I'm well aware that this figure is supposed to be Blitzwing. I'm well aware that it's sooner or later going to get re-released as Blitzwing. But, for now, the way they've done it, it is a fantastic Megatron. Apart from the cannon, which looks a bit flimsy, it's a very good Megatron. There are certain bits that don't quite look Megatron, but just look at him. Tell me that doesn't scream Megatron to you. He's got the big flat chest, he's got the stocky legs, he's got the grey arm, he's got the cannon. It's Megatron. What's wrong with that? What's not to love about the old Megs? I just noticed he's got pegs in the back of his shoulders that you could probably fit guns in. Yeah, that's interesting. Shoulder mount fusion cannon? No, that's stupid. Take a moment to look at the gun. Take a moment. It's hollow because you can sit people in it. Yay! And it's like that. It's made of 2 guns. Yay! That thing looks stupid. But this has got a nice big slot in it there. If you can see. Nice big slot. Now I'm sort of thinking, well, there's a tank tread there and a slot, so can you not stick it on the tank tread somehow? I dare say if I cut off one of these pegs it would probably fit, but I don't go in for that whole cutting things. But if that could just drop over the tank tread, would that not look a lot better? I ask you, people of the internet, would that not look better? But sadly, that's not the way they went with it. I mean, you can put it on its own without the other stupid bit, but then it just looks a bit weedy. And this you can have as a normal gun, but it's hollow. Because reasons, I guess. Stupid sick guys in your gun thing. I don't know what that's all about. But that's the negativity out of the way, because now we're going to go into... let me think. Tank mode? Yeah, let's go into tank mode. So first things first, we're going to rip his head off. Ugh. It actually comes out really easily. I was just doing that for effect. And seriously though, look at that Megatron head sculpt. That's fantastic. The last time I saw a head like that for Megatron was an Action Master. It was little Action Master figures that didn't actually transform. It was one of them. That's a superb Megatron head sculpt. Then you straighten him out and you get this little guy who, I don't know, he's got a bit of personality to him. He's got a little face on him. You see any of that? Not really. I should really get a better camera. I believe his name's Doomshot. Yeah, that's interesting. Make yourself useful. Sit in the gun. There you go. That's really useful. You just be a guy sitting in a gun. Transformation. So, get back on track quickly. What we're going to do is we're going to turn the tracks, turn the forearms inward, just like that. Fold these down over the top. Fold this from the shoulder, which is this piece which folds over the top. So turn. I'm trying to rush this a bit because it's a triple changer. So, fold this and you end up like that. And you fold all this up and leave it there for a minute. Okay. Now we've got to do the legs, which is possibly the most awkward bit of this whole thing. You've got to open this up, fold the foot inside, which automatically catches on that, so you've got to try and force it past, which is a bit silly. And then it double hinges inside. But there's a tab inside that goes into that tab by the thigh there. And you've really got to put some force into getting it there. It does not like going there. So you fold it, double hinge it up, and because if you don't, the vehicle mode just seems really lopsided, and it's in. Okay, and then it'll sit. There's a little groove in the crotch there, and there's these little tabs, and they go in there. So second verse for this one as well. Like I say, it goes in there. It goes into the tab in there. It goes in quite well, but it just that extra little millimetre or so it fights you for. So first time I transformed this, I didn't do that because I didn't realise it was even a thing that you had to do. Didn't even realise. So they're all in. It's all tabbed together. That's superb. Fine. Great. Good. At this point, you bring these down. Bring these down. Then, because the shoulders are really complicated. They're normally like this, and they rotate, and everything's fine. But then you bring them up, and it's actually a double hinge. Then you double hinge all of this down. Yeah, so from there, all the way down. And this tab, peg, not tab, this peg goes into the fist of the robot mode. And this is where you start to get some kind of complications, where you've got to line this up so it goes just behind this groove. Okay? So go in there. And there's tabs along here. Well, there's a tab at least that goes along here, and it all sort of taps together. Fine, good. Same this way. Stop wriggling things. Stay there. Oh yeah, there's the tab, and there's the slot. So that goes onto there. And you bring it down, you put it in the hat, and you push it together. And that's most of the way there, to be honest with you. You do that. And you fold these down, and where am I? They're supposed to just kind of like, there's this half peg which holds the shoulder together, and there's this little nick in the wing. That sort of clips around there, and there's supposed to be somewhere else it clips, but I can't remember where. You bring it in, and just about holds in place, which is good. You bring this down, and it holds in place, which is good. At this point, you bring this chest piece down. Now, you can do this earlier on if you want. I just didn't want to. And I never have done because I keep forgetting about it. You bring this down, double hinge it down, and it clips into the bottom there. At which point, you double hinge the turret over, down, turn it around. And that's the tank mode. It's not bad, is it? Let's be fair, it's not bad. I mean, looking at it now from this angle, it does look very much... there are aspects of the other mode showing through, so to speak. But if you look at it from the front and that, apart from these, which could be some kind of really weird and berserk barbarian flamethrowers out the front of your tank, who wouldn't? It's not bad. Not bad at all. Although, the barrel's a bit stumpy. Which is where the fusion cannon comes in. Come on! And that, there's a little, what's called slot in there somewhere. There, which goes onto that. It's too dark, you can't really see. Line it up, and it drops on. Fusion cannon! That's a bit more of a tank. It seems to be playing ball and behaving itself. Because quite often, the gun hits on these little lumps, which are the heels, but that's it catching. So, a little bit annoying, but it happens. But then you still got this thing lying around. Now we'll pop him out. I'll show you how he sits first. You fold this up, you put him in, you make sure he's tabbed in, then you bring that so far down, so it's more of like a sun visor thing, which doesn't actually cover its face. So if you do that, then there's a gap through the side there. So I like to do it to that, but then everything's going to hit him straight in the face, so that doesn't really work. And you tab that handle, and these two things go into those two squares and the hole there. And that's supposed to go on there. So he's got another gun, which makes the cannon even more heavy and more likely to catch on things. And you get that. which doesn't look very good at all, I'll be honest with you. The tank mode itself it's a nice little solid brick, it works. But then the finishing touches with like the gun and stuff, it doesn't seem to work that well for me. Size comparison, because I brought one. Haha! Bring this down a bit. There you go. Here he is next to Combiner Wars Sunstreaker. Why isn't that sitting flat? I don't know. So, he's a Voyager, but you knew that already, so go there, boy. So yeah, why isn't he sitting flat? Don't know. But yeah, it's a passable mode. It's it's alright. It's not bad. I had worse. We've all had worse. We'll pop the driver out, and we'll pop this gun off, and then we'll go for jet mode, which is possibly the best mode. Quite possibly the best mode. Let's say we'll bring the wings out for now, because you knew these were rings? You knew these were wings, right? You must have known they were wings. Right, you wiggle the arms loose, the treads loose, and then you fold them at this hinge here, which is the back of the upper arm, because this is the elbow twist sort of thing, elbow swivel. This is the elbow itself. This is the forearm. So you bring it just above the forearm swivel. You turn it back on this, and this tab that was holding this peg that was holding the wings tabs into that hole there. It's getting complicated and interesting. So same again on this side. Bring it loose, and fold it there all the way around. Tab it into place. Aha. Right. Then you untab the entire shoulder piece from there. No, not you. This whole piece, and then you swivel it around the back. Make sure the wings aren't in the way, and it'll go there. I think you need to have these up because let me show you. This is what's called a right angle on this hinge here, and it's got a tab. They all clip into this stuff, so you've got to get it basically like that, so it all lines up properly. And we'll bring it around. I'll move this out of the way so you can see. So it needs to be flat, and then the lip from that goes into this little C grip there. And it tabs in. Make sure the arms are back where they're supposed to be. Okay. And then you might as well just sort the wing out while you're here, and fold it down. Okay. Bring this forward. Do the other side. Untap. Swivel all the way underneath. Peg in. There you go. Sort the wing out. Fold it down. Turn the turret. Gun getting in the way and hitting everything. Actually, no, I'll leave the gun off. You can get away with doing it, but it's not really worth it for this point. Might as well fold down the tail fins. And then this part is really nifty. You've basically got to dislodge this so it's loose. Dislodge the turret so it's loose. And then you rotate. Bear in mind, this is the main body. This is where the head sits. You rotate all of this through and straighten it out. Then you put the turret back in. Make sure the cannon's back on. That's where it goes. Back on there. And then you open it up. Fold out the nose. And close it down. And for reasons of keeping everything clipped together, these two pegs go into these grooves here. The back, these screws. I'm not sure which one, but the handle ends up in that one, so it'll line up. You'll find it. Okay, it's the front ones. There you go. So that all grips in and it sits there. And you end up with this. And this is just a little bit lovely. Oh, we like this. This is a very nice thing. I know it's Blitzwing's transformation. I know it's designed to be Blitzwing, but it doesn't scream Blitzwing to me. It doesn't scream Blitzwing. Now I've seen it as Megatron, it feels like it should be Megatron. It doesn't feel like a Blitzwing kind of thing. But you can put the headmaster in. Do you know where you put the headmaster? You open all this up. Where's he gone? Don't try and escape. Doom shot. Get in there. He sits in there. He closes. And you can just about see the head in the cockpit. That's awesome. That's awesome. Look at the state of it. That's really good. Yeah, sorry. This is cool. Megatron turns into this, and I've got to say it before someone else does. This incredibly Leader 1-esque jet. Leader 1 from the GoBots. Do you think he was actually Megatron in disguise the whole time? That'd be fantastic. And you can get it to lie down, but who cares? Landing gear, who cares? But yeah, it's a little bit lovely. Size comparison, it's massive, but it's a Voyager. It's supposed to be quite big compared to a deluxe. But, yeah. So yeah, I you know what? I actually really like this thing. It just fills me with joy. Like the little guy in the cockpit, just little things like that. I mean, I wish the weapons were better. There's probably a third-party weapon set, which I'm not a fan of third-party stuff, but I'd consider getting just to improve this slightly. The stickers. I didn't even talk about the stickers. Like, these are stickers. All this stuff. And I wish they weren't. Because they look very pretty, because that's what Megatron had and all the rest of it. And on the wings, I'd rather they be paint. Because I'm terrified these are going to peel up. They start feeling like they're going to peel up. And it's very nerve-wracking. Because that was the only problem with the originals. That's why they started painting stuff on instead of being stickers. Because apart from the fact you had to put them on, which was a nightmare, they started peeling up. But whatever. Yeah, I really like this. Off the back of that, because I liked him so much, I also got this one. So he might be coming up soon. Oh man, love this figure. He feels like a nice, solid robot. He feels Megatron-ish. He's got the tank mode, which is kind of the standard now, but he's got the jet mode, which I think could be a lot more useful. And yeah, I like it. I know it's Blitzwing, but I've got the Generations Blitzwing like up there, and he scratches my urge for a Blitzwing. This will do for Megatron. This will do. Thank you, Titans Return. So that'll do it for this one. I've enough gushing over this little guy. So I shall be ugly, I shall be wretched, and I shall see if I can do another one, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.